through billions of dollars in tax cuts and infrastructure spending as the trade war with the U.S. continues. Meanwhile, President Trump now targeting India and Turkey in his trade war. Joining us now, Erik Lundh, a senior economist at the Conference Board. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I want to first start with China. The annual meeting of China's parliament underway right now. China saying they're in for a tough struggle. They're also saying that they're lowering their growth target to 6.5%, less than the 6.6% last year. So how do you think all of this is affecting the U.S.-China trade talks?
Well, certainly China's slowing economy is one factor that the Trump administration is taking into consideration as they move forward on all of this. China's economy in general is much more dependent on the U.S. economy than the reverse. The fact that the U.S. economy is still performing relatively well while China's economy is slowing gives the administration even more leverage to push their agenda and try to come up with a deal that has good terms for the U.S.
Now, I want to get to India and Turkey. The president announcing that he would end those preferential trade treatments for the countries. What do you make of this move?
I was actually a little bit surprised by this. Neither India nor Turkey are very large trading partners of the U.S. We've seen the White House engage China, Canada, Mexico, and the European Union over the last 2 years. So it is a bit of a surprise to see them pivot into that direction. The Indian economy is closed off in many ways. It's not easy to get foreign exports into the country. It's difficult as a foreign business to operate there as well. So these are some of the aspects of the relationship that the White House may be trying to change.
So how do you think the countries are going to react?
I think that the relationship that India and the U.S. has is a relatively friendly one, so I don't see the kind of aggression that we've seen with other bilateral trade relationships between the two. The relationship between Turkey and the U.S. is much more complicated, so it remains to be seen how this is going to be received in Turkey.
So who do you think the president's next targets could be? Are there any other countries?
Well, certainly there was a lot of action on the European Union and Germany early into the tenure of the administration. That has by and large gone away. That having been said, now that the North American, U.S. and Mexico and Canada issue has been resolved, if the U.S. and China trade issues are resolved, perhaps we could see the president pivot back to Europe as well.
Got it. All right, Erik, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
All right, well.